let's see if I'm going to be able to see any comments. I see that there's 3 people there, so hello, I can't see who you are. Say hi when you get here so I know you're here. We're going to be doing some marbling tonight. I guess that's okay, I can leave that there. How is everyone on this Wednesday night? Sorry this is so late, but I had to get home from work, and of course traffic was absolutely crawling. So I got home a little later than normal and had to get dinner and then get everything set up. So it always takes a little bit to get this ready to rock and roll. Got lots of fun things. There we go. I just cleaned off the surface of the water to see if there was any dust or fuzz or anything like that. I just cleared that. So, hi Vicki. Welcome. So, for those of you who may not know, my name is Linda Anderson. I'm the owner of Aqueous Silk LLC, and I marble on just about anything I can figure out how to marble on. So tonight we have, I'm going to do some shoes. I need a new pair of shoes. I marbled my first pair of shoes the first year I started doing this. And they were just inexpensive slip-on canvas shoes, and I wore them to Saturday Market. I had my items at Saturday Market this past weekend. My feet were pounding by the time I was done. So I decided to get a decent pair of shoes. And so I'm going to be marbling a new pair of shoes. I have a new style of ornament that I'm going to try to marble. I have a special order bracelet that I need to marble. And then I have some pillow covers. I had an idea of what I want to do, so I have some fabric ready for that. And then I have 2 kind of unique items to marble, but I wanted to show you real quick, in case you didn't see this on my page, what I did this weekend at Market. So these are some jute leaves that I marbled. These were darker and these were the lighter leaves. And I'm just excited about the way they turned out. I plan to use these in a garland for my mantle, assuming I get time to actually do something like that, but that's my intent. Aren't those going to be pretty though? I want to get another few packs and do some more. They were so fun. I was just very pleased with the way they turned out. So I just wanted to show you that. And then get these put away and out of the way. And then I also, for those of you who may not know, do custom tumblers, and I marble them. This one has, of course, I'm from Idaho and I love this shape of my state, so I put it on lots of stuff. But I marbled and glittered my, this was a hydro flask, my hydro flask tumbler. So I have quite a few different tumblers in different price ranges because they're different brands, and that I have to purchase them at different price points. So, hey Cam, I do sell the stuff that I make. I'm on Etsy. I sell locally at Saturday markets and other festivities when we used to have those. We still have our Saturday market, thank goodness, but it's almost over for the year. And anything on my page that you might like, I can create something similar colors, similar item, but no 2 pieces are ever the same, so I can't recreate it. I'm glad you're here, Cam. I'm going to I'm going to be combining a tumbler, a marbled tumbler, and some chalk couture. Once I get the time to get the tumbler prepped and marbled. So, all right, so let's get started here tonight. I think the first thing I'm going to do are the shoes. So I have to do those in my signature colors. Oops. And then I just grabbed the wrong ones. I use primarily two different types of brands of paint. They don't play well together. So I have to make sure that when I am marbling, I have the right colors. And I almost picked the wrong colors. White. And I need a blue. There it is. All right. Let's see, I can see the comments. Now, I live in rural Idaho, so if we have internet issues, I apologize in advance. It's really bad out here, and I pay quite a bit of money for some decent internet, and we don't get it. So I apologize if it gets funky. So, okay, so I'm going to start just dropping this paint right on the surface of the water. And I'm just going to fill the top with this red paint. Red is a difficult color to work with because sometimes if you don't have something pushing on it real hard, like when you see me drop the next color, it'll push this away. It pushes it back together. If you don't get something that pushes it together, it starts to look pink, like it kind of does on the surface now. Whoops, I almost dropped the wrong white in there. After all that about the wrong paints. There we go, now we have the right one. Let me give it a little shake. Okay. Now we can go. Now see, I could just put as much white as I want to in here. I can't see the comments very well when I'm working. I know, I can't wait to see it either. I think it's going to be so cool. I am a huge YouTube fan, and I am always on YouTube. Now see how red the red is getting again? So I'm always on there trying to learn new things. Before we sold our house and moved, I was on there learning how to put baseboard molding down in a big house. I did the whole house all by myself. That was a big job. But I go there for learning all kinds of fun stuff. And see how that just, each color just pushes the one before out of the way? Man, I should have put an apron on. I have a brand new t-shirt on and I don't want to get paint on it. Alright, now I'm just going to drop just a little bit of white in here to help push that blue back together. If anyone that's watching has friends that might like to see what we're doing, I would appreciate it if you would sprinkle this video right over to them and invite them to watch along with us. Okay, so I have what I call our magic wand. It's just a bamboo skewer. And now I just start moving the paint. I can move it any way I want to, and I'll move it until I'm happy with the way it looks. I want to bring some of this red in from the edges. And I can just pull it right into the design. When I first did, when I did my very first pair, I did one shoe and then I did another shoe, the other one. And when I pull the first shoe out, it's gonna leave a void where the paint was, and then all the other paint will want to try to move over there. So I had one really pretty marbled shoe and one light colored marbled shoe. And so I learned from that I need to do both of them at the same time. All right, let's do this. Let me get the baggie opened up. Now I have a bucket of just regular water right down here. And when I pull the shoes out of the bath, I will drop them immediately into the fresh water, and that will just take off any excess paint. So, and I usually like to do them like this, so they're not both facing the same direction. They're gonna go down like this. And I like to tape off the soles so they remain nice and white. Now, you don't have to do that, but that's what I like to do. So here we go. And there's my new shoes. So I'll just drop them down in to the bucket. That just gives them a nice little rinse, get some of that excess off of them. I will rinse them some more when I take them out of the plastic bag. I'll rinse it under gentle, cool water in the bathtub. My guest bathroom is like my work room. I always have, I have an actual third or second shower rod above the tub in there that I hang all of my items to dry, and I just put them in here, and oh, hopefully my feet will be happy on Saturday. So that's project number one is complete. And see how light the paint got? When I lift those out, all the paint that came out with them left the void, and everything else spread out again. Now I could use this, and I could just swirl it some more and print whatever, paper, fabric, whatever I wanted, leather, on this. And this is called a ghost print because it's the same design, but it's a little lighter because it moved out to fill. So, but I don't want to reuse it, so I'll just put the newsprint down here. And just lift the excess off the surface. Another piece of this. I hope everyone's had a nice day. It was kind of a long Wednesday at the office for me. I knew I was going to be marbling tonight, and I have like, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other projects in progress, and that's all I wanted to do was go work on those. I ordered some items, so I'm going to try one more new thing. It actually has nothing to do with marbling, but when I got into making tumblers, because I wanted to marble them, of course I had to do glitter as well, because glitter, I had to. And so there's this really cool paper that you can print stuff on and then apply it to the tumbler. So I'm gonna try that. I ordered some today, so it'll be here Friday, I think. All right, so now for the next. Now we will do, what color should I do the Christmas ornament? Last time I did one, I did it in blue and gray. You can't use, oh, I should have brought a hair tie out here. It's a little warm in the garage. You can't use metallic paint on fabric. It just doesn't do anything. So it always bums me out. So instead of silver, I always use gray. But oh, you know what I was gonna do? I was just gonna use red and white for this one. I think this is the one. I have kind of one that has more orange in it, and then I have one that it says it's red, but it's really pink. You can't tell me that one's red. So let's start again here. So I'm going to, there's a few bubbles in here. I will pop the bubbles. Oops, sorry. Now when I bought a new stand, my phone is being held securely on an Archon mount on my table. I'm so excited to have it. I did not have to use a rubber band and some clothespins and everything to get my phone to be secure. I was always afraid it was going to fall out of the holder because I had an attachment for my tripod that was for an iPad, but my iPad died. And so I was trying to get it to just hold my phone, and it didn't work very well. So I have a brand new Archon mount that my phone is on tonight, and I'm so excited to have it. I've been wanting one for a few years. All right, so project number 2. I really don't need a tub this large for one ornament. I could probably put some paper in here and close it off, but I want to make sure I get plenty of color on the ornament. So I am going to use the full tub. And I made the hanger for it, and I don't think the wire is strong enough to do what I really want to do, so it may wiggle when I put it in. But we're going to test. I bought these satin wrapped ornaments from a company, and I'm just not happy. Every time you put them in, they're solid and they're full of air, and they want to go bloop bloop and not give a pretty print. So I'm trying something tonight to see if I can get a better print. All right. So let's move this around. This is the part that is the most fun, is moving the paint around. There's something so satisfying about it. There's a little bit of resistance when you move the paint, and it's just so relaxing. All right, so here comes the ornament. I'm holding it nice and tight with pliers. And the wire did bend, but I think I got it. But see, the red still looks pink. It wasn't quite enough paint on there, but it worked well. I am pleased with the way it worked. And again, I'll just rinse it a little bit, and then I'll put it in a baggie. I need some heavier gauge wire to make the hangers. But this was my test, so I didn't think it did too badly at all. All right, once again, we're gonna clean the surface, and then I think I will do the bracelet next. I have to work here in my garage, and so everything has to be taken down and put away, not just the tanks drained or anything like that. After every time I come on here, every time I do some marbling, and it takes me a good 45 minutes to get it all cleaned up and put away, and then the items rinsed and hanging. I want to make sure I get the red dispersed and out of here. Anything that's under the surface, I don't worry about too much, but I do try to at least mix it in, because I don't want any, the next item to pick up any of that. It shouldn't if it's under the surface, but I do have to submerge it ever so slightly. So just to be on the safe side, I kind of stir it around. So there's no cross-contamination of color. All right. I don't know if there are... Hi, Vicki Pearson. It is. It's so fun to do. It is just so relaxing. After I get done muttering about getting it all set up and taking it all down, it's a lot of fun. Okay, so now I know the colors. Oh, let's see. And this. I think these are the colors. Need to see on my phone. I have the colors on my phone. I forgot to look. Wonder if it transferred over to my computer. Let me just take a quick look and see if... Oh, they did. They did. Let's see. No, that's not the right blue. That one. Okay, we need the other blue. This is a special order, so I want to make sure I get the correct colors. This one. Okay, so these are the colors my customer chose for her bracelet. These blues. 2 blues and a teal. Okay. Get the bubbles popped. Get myself a paper towel. I cannot operate doing this without paper towel. Now I'll close this over here and maybe I can see some chat. All right. Each color has its own properties, and so it will come out of the bottle at its own different rate. So you have to be very careful when you make your first few drops to see which color, how that color is going to do. And teals are notoriously pushy. They love to push paint out of the way. And it's fun to watch because you'll see the paint expand and then it will start to contract again. Look at how pushy that blue is. Okay, so I'm going to come in with a little bit of this lighter blue. All right. So we have a very small surface that we're going to be working with. So we want to make sure that we get all of this color showing on that piece and get as much movement as we can. And my hands cannot be wet when I touch the item, because if it's wet, it will not marble. And there it is. So I will let this dry. I'll give it a rinse and then I'll let it dry. And I do epoxy then. I have to seal it and then epoxy. So let me grab a baggie. I think it's very interesting how, I don't know which color it is coming out more green. It's so interesting to see how some of these, the materials take the paint. All right, there's that one done. And we will once again clear the paint off the surface. I know the colors I want for the next one. And there was enough left on the surface of this bath. If I had more ornaments or something like that, I could absolutely print those in there, because that little surface did not take much of the bath at all, or the paint, excuse me. All right. This is actually going quicker than I anticipated. I do hand-bound journals with some of the fabric that I make, marble, and I do pillow covers, and I do all kinds of things. It's so fun because this is just so versatile. All right, I'll do that once more just to get the bubbles off the surface. All right, there we go. Bubbles are not your friend with this art form. Anywhere there's a bubble, it will be like a little blank spot. Okay, I have the blue. I want this. And I have the white over there already. Okay, this is going to be fun. I'm excited. No, I don't have the white. The white's right here. All right. I usually always lay down, put down a layer of white first, because the more paint that you have on the surface, the more vivid your colors are, and it's just so much fun to get them to come out nice and really pop. So, and white's generally, you know, what the item begins with. It doesn't have to be white by any means. I wonder if this is the one that was looking green. We'll see how it looks on this piece. And again, this is going to be a tiny piece. This is an experiment. After you see what it is, I'll tell you what I'm thinking about doing with it. And I just thought these colors would be nice and fun and bright. So here I have a piece of cording that has been thread wrapped. And I'm going to marble this, and then I have a piece that's bracelet length, and then I'm going to have it be a multi-strand with some coordinating beads is what I'm thinking. And look at that. Now see, it doesn't look green on here. I think it was just the color of the wood. So I'll just toss this in the bucket, dry my hands, and then I'll get the matching bracelet length. Give that a little bit of a rinse, and then that can go into a baggie as well. I can't wait to sit down and do some beading. I haven't worked with beads in quite a while. But again, look, there's plenty. Had I had more strands of that or something, I could keep going for quite a while in here before it lightened up, just because there's enough paint on the surface. All right. So now that's all we're gonna do in this tank. And I'm gonna dump it into another one that I have sitting here. At least I'm gonna try this. I always end up with paint on my tables. This is actually a laundry basket that I am pouring this into. I need something that's very deep for one of these projects. And there's kind of, sometimes at the end of the day when you're looking at the bottom of the tank, they're beautiful. But this one didn't have very much in it, so. Okay, so down here on the floor is the laundry basket. There's still not enough water in there to do my project, so we're gonna move on to the, I'm gonna slide, see if I can't slide over the bigger tanks so I can work with that on the next pieces. All right, there we go. So let's see, is this gonna show? I'm waiting for the picture, oh, excuse me, to catch up. Let's see, I don't need the pliers, so I can put those over here and move this just a little bit farther this way. Sorry, I'm wiggling this. I'm trying to see where I can put this that it will show a little bit more. And all you got is the laundry basket and the, sorry, moving it again. I'm not well versed moving this, so we'll just leave it at this. You can see most of it. But I have a 24 by 24 inch tray right here on the table. And we're going to be marbling some pieces for pillow covers. Now this tank is not large enough for me to lay 2 covers down. There's a bug in here. So I have to do one, and then maybe I'll just keep the paint in there and just put more, or I'll probably just clear it and then add the same colors again. So let's see. What colors do I want? Let's use, I want to use the teal and gray and white. That's one of my very favorite color combinations when I do this. So I'm going to go stand, I think, over here. I have to move my rinse bucket. I still have those bracelet and necklace pieces in the water. Won't hurt them at all. So now I'm going to take a quick swipe across this surface. It's been sitting out here since I got home from work. And I keep this in the refrigerator, and it works best if it's at room temperature, or garage temperature in this case. So I'm sure there's dust and everything else on the surface. All right, now we're ready to go. And I'm marbling, it's kind of a canvasy material. I've not marbled with it before. I've sewn with it quite a bit. And again, I am just filling the surface with white. And it'll be interesting because the canvas is kind of a neutral color. It's not a white. So it'll be interesting to see how it takes. I love experimenting. I've done wine glass stems. I've done just all kinds of things. The leather takes marbling beautifully. I have some leather upstairs, but I have to, I'm kind of afraid to cut it really because I don't want to mess it up, and it's such yummy, yummy leather. And I can see I already want to put some more of the teal in. I have my back to my computer, so if you're asking questions, I can't see them, and I will go back afterwards, or probably tomorrow, because it'll be quite late when I get everything done and cleaned up, and answer all the questions you have. I do have Triad kits available. It gives you everything you need to try to marble. I put some items in there for you to try. Some paper, a piece of fabric. You have all the instructions and some paint colors. And of course I do include the magic wand. Oh, this is just so relaxing. Okay, now with this big tank, I have tools that I can use. I need to make some new ones. I actually have the materials to make some new ones. This is made with, oops, sorry, with the wooden skewers, and it's been dropped. It's like 3 years old now, and it's just had a rough life. When I'm traveling, it's hard to keep them not tangled up and not falling on things. And where'd my skewer go? So I could leave it like this, but I always love to come in and put some motion. All right, there we go. Okay, and now I'm going to take the piece of canvas, and you know, I think I'm going to add it diagonally. I just need to make sure all the surface is lying on the water. Again, I'm not sure how this is going to take. It's a heavier fabric, so I'm going to leave it sit there a minute to make sure it does absorb while that's doing its thing. I'm going to take these necklace and bracelet pieces out of the water and into a bag. And you can see that it is kind of starting to soak through the water, so that's good. So let's see what this looks like. It's not as vivid. I do this with satin, and it's not as vivid as the satin is, but it's not bad. It has a whole different look to it. Into the rinse bucket. I think it's so interesting that the white that I put in here, you can't really see that it's white. It just kind of takes on the appearance of the fabric. So now I'll do one more tray in that same color pattern or colorway. with this one, I forget I can use a full sheet. Sometimes when I do a show, I will take my scarf tank, which is 82 inches long by 14 inches wide, and then in this bandana tank, because this is one I do my bandanas in or my pillow covers, and then the other bin that I was working in, the hat, I do hats and shoes and things like that in that bin. So take a lot of things with me when I travel, but now that nobody's traveling, I haven't gone very many places. Now with this, obviously I'm doing the same colors, so it's not crucial that I get every bit of that out of here, but I like to get it, start pretty clean. Okay, so here we are again. And I have to remember I put that other one down diagonally, so I need to do the same thing with this one. It's so fun. I'm watching these things. I'll do a drip down here. See if you can see it swirl as it's dispersing. Oh, of course that one didn't do it. There, that one did. Now obviously the front and the back are not going to match exactly. Same colors will match, but the placement of the colors will not. The design is going to be overall the same, but that won't even be exact. Okay, color is down. It's just so fun to do this. Makes it nice, but satin just gives you that wow factor. When you pull it out, you can still see the shimmer of the satin underneath the paint, and it's just gorgeous. Just pull this back. Have that standing up so that it will, and look at the motion that just the movement of the water gave it. Okay, next one. Oh, I hope I'm still live. My computer says it's having trouble, but it could just be that, let's see, I was on the diagonal. Again, I'm just placing this down, making sure we have full contact with the water. If there was a spot that kind of had a bubble under it, you try to put it down so that you do not get bubbles under your project. But I just want to make sure it makes very nice contact. This is what I want to see, that water kind of penetrating the fabric. I see there's still comments scrolling here. Did you lose me for a while? I apologize. I had a feeling my internet was not going to cooperate. We're actually almost done. I have just a couple more things to do. So again, there's the piece. I'll just put it right down in here. Just giving it a little bit of a rinse in the water bucket. And then I'm going to get these out of here so I can put the next batch in. So I'll let those soak a minute while I clear the surface. It's just some of the paint comes out. See if I can bring this up again. The paint comes out with the project and just excess paint. I'm just seeing if it's still going live here. Let's see, home. It's probably my internet. It's so bad. I love being out rural, but oh my gosh, what I wouldn't give for decent internet again. Oh, and to get fiber. Oh. And I guess it's worth it. So I'm just putting this down on the surface to collect as much of that excess paint as I can. Looks like I'm still live. It still came up, so. Okay, I'll do this one more time because I want this nice and clean for, I'm going to use different colors this time. I watched the Marbling Masters and they just use a piece of newsprint like 3 or 4 inches and they just wipe the whole thing clean and start again. I'm just like, it takes me sheets of it to get it right and get it nice and clean. All right, there we go. So I'll put the gray and the teal back. I want, oh, now I made bubbles. Let me get rid of the bubbles. Now my computer is just not cooperating, so I will look at the comments later. I apologize, I can't see them. It was behind me while I was working anyway, but okay. So from what I've seen so far, this, whoops, let me pull those real quick. Again, I'm just putting it in a baggie. And I will take a photo or a video of all these things hanging up to dry. Whether I post that tonight or tomorrow, I'm not sure yet. We'll see what time I get done putting all this up. All right. There's that cover. Yeah, my laptop just says, no, I'm not going to participate today. I'm done. Okay, now let's go. When I did the leaves, I was using colors that I thought were much more fall-like, and I bet I can find some white, actual white sturdy canvas to marble. If I look, but when I did the leaves, I used fall colors, and perhaps that would be better with the fabric that I'm using, but I'm kind of just testing this. I wasn't sure how that was going to take, and it seemed to take the paint nicely. It's not as vibrant and as gorgeous as it is on satin. Now this lighter pink, I don't know how it's going to come across. There's not much in here. I love pinks, I love reds. All right. Need to mix some more colors. And I'm going to kind of stay with that same design that I just did with the other one. Or maybe I'll do something else. Maybe I'll get this and then I'll just freeform. I guess I could have just left the circles and made hearts out of all of them. That would have been fun. All right, let's see how these colors look on this canvas. Once again, I'm just going to let it sit. This is such a thick fabric. I want it to really absorb in there. wish I had another ornament or something. This isn't deep enough for that, but it would be fun if I had something to put down here. All right, let's take it up and see how we did. Oh, that's nice and bright. That was fun. Okay, so I have one more piece to do the other side. So I will clean the surface. It's a little repetitive, but it's so worth it. When I'm at shows, and when my husband comes with me, he does a lot of the cleanup work if we're busy, so that makes me open to just go ahead and help the next customer. And it's so nice because I'll just come back and do a little bit of, spot cleaning and picking it up, and he does all the heavy stuff, and I'll just between the trays. It's so wonderful. He's such a huge help. All right. And one more. The water that I'm using was mixed up several weeks ago, but it's still working just fine. Okay, one more pillow cover, and then I have a super fun thing I'm gonna try. Always game for trying new things. If I can figure it out, that's my only thing. When you're working with this, it really makes you slow down. I move, quick. On to the next thing, and this really gets me to slow down. I was thinking it's a wonderful thing that I did not have any shows during this pandemic. I go through so many paper towels, it would have been an issue if I couldn't get them. But we are well stocked on them now. Again, if you're just joining, I'm Linda Anderson from Aqueous Silk LLC. We're doing some water marbling tonight. I am in the beautiful state of Idaho, and it's smokier than all get out here. It's been terrible. My brother and my oldest daughter are all in, and my parents were for a while in the path of the fires. They are all fine. Nobody had to, I think it came within 10 miles of both my parents and my brother. And I don't know how close it got to my oldest daughter. She said they were pretty much surrounded. But I don't think they were not in areas where they needed to evacuate. I don't believe. If they were, she didn't tell me, which I probably would have been on the road over to get her and tell her to come home with me. Now I do see a big patch of white here, so I will do my best to get some color moved into that area. I try very hard to not drag my skewer across the bottom of the water, because it gives you just or bottom of the tank, it gives you such a better smoother glide of the motion. I see a bubble right here. All right. Have to clear this blue. Oh no, I didn't use this, did I? I almost made a mistake. Well, I'll continue to wipe it off and I'll set it up here in its little home. There we go. Okay, so now I just started swirling. I always tell children love to do, well, adults do too, but children love this, and they're not afraid of moving the paint at all. They want to get in there and just stir it like you stir up your hot cocoa, and I'm just like, no, slow down, let's just do it slowly. And so the more you move it, the lines get finer and finer. And I kind of like patches of color. It's very much a personal preference. And as long as you like the way it looks, that's the only thing that matters. I don't know why this one did that. Hopefully it didn't leave a line on the front. This one didn't seem as stiff as the others were. Again, I just want to see that water. I keep a little scrub brush in my shower to kind of clean my hands so I don't go to the office the next day looking like I've been in a paint fight. But I just really, with this heavier fabric, I like to see the water coming through. Okay, there we go. Okay, into the rinse bucket. So I'll quickly just take the paint off the surface of this. And then I have to drain this into the laundry bucket. And then I think I'll have water that's deep enough to do what I want to do here. A lifestyle piece from Wall Street Journal. Anyone want to buy a mansion? All right. It was funny, my husband was talking about a $5 million home that's up near where he grew up in northern Idaho, and it has quite a large home. And I said, well, then maybe I'd have enough room for, you know, I'd have a marbling area, yarn area, bead area, gosh, and all leather working, that whole 9 yards. I'd have a room for everything, and that would just make me happy. Of course, we're not buying a $5 million home, so. don't even think I'm gonna have enough no matter what. My husband and I also build fishing rods. And I've been trying to figure out how I can use this art form and in rod building. And I know I can use paints and epoxy and kind of sort of do it, but I want to actually use it in the way that I know how to use it. So I have this sample rod. I bought it at a thrift store, and I have painted it, and I have sanded it, and I have tried this and tried that with it. So it's not a piece that is beautiful, and it's more my test rod. And it's only the bottom part. I don't even have the full rod ready to go. So I'm just letting that, I'm just going to grab another bottle. So I believe I'm going to need more than what's in these, because it nearly needs to fill this laundry basket. Excuse me. Let's see, let me grab the Now the table's probably going to wiggle a little, I apologize. I'm just going to prop this up. So that'll continue to drain. And then I'll add this one. I mix these in 3-gallon bottles. I hate it when it splashes back. Well, it's going to be close, but it's still not going to go. It's not going to go as deep as I want it. All right. Get the plug back on. I'll move this out of the way. Okay. So I'm gonna try to scoot this out. Heavy. All right. So that'll at least give you an idea. Now I have to pick colors. I really hadn't thought about what colors I want to use for this. I guess this is gonna be it. We're gonna try these colors right here. Kind of a gray, a crimson, and a white. There was that pocket of white right there, and I'm just trying to disperse it through the water. All right. Just draw a piece of paper over there to get rid of the bubbles. Okay, let's go. Saturday, while we were at market, this family was marbling ornaments, and this little girl kept saying she wanted to use, I don't remember what the colors were that she wanted to do on her ornament, but one of them was brown. They kept saying, "Are you sure you want to do brown?" "I want brown, I want brown." Okay. Not your common color for ornaments, but she insisted, so she did brown. I can't remember, there were other colors with it. It was something like pink and purple and brown. Are those in the way? I don't know. Again, I can't see the comments because my computer just refuses to play the video, so. All right, there's some color. I'm just doing the same thing I've done all night and moving that paint around. Let's give this a try. Don't know if the water's deep enough, but we're gonna do our best. I have the handle taped off. So it looks very pink. I don't know if you can see it. Let me rinse this handle off a little bit here. But it looks very pink and gray. You see I got some up here, but that wiped right off above where I had wrapped. But yeah, that worked just perfect on there. I just need a deeper container because I had intended to wrap this full piece to bring it clear up to the end, but I just had a little spool, and that's as far as the thread went, because there's the other piece goes in here, and it wouldn't hurt the flexibility of the rod to have that wrapped. But there we are. Can you see it? I can't tell how it looks for you. Oh, that's exciting. That's very exciting. So that's all I have for tonight. I appreciate those of you that are still here and watching my silly creations and ideas come to life. It's been a lot of fun. Now I get to clean it all up and get ready for bed and work tomorrow. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And if you would like to tell others to watch the video, I would certainly appreciate it if they're interested. And I will see you soon. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay creative, most importantly. So have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.